This is The Win, Special Edition Raw, where I share my personal stories of failures and successes as a serial entrepreneur. My views on how to start and grow a business using today's top online marketing and sales strategies. So welcome to The Win, Raw, with me, your host, Heather Havenwood. Are you over 45, 60? Are you relying on the traditional medical field to help you feel great and get you back to a balanced body? Good luck with that. At e2lab.com, Dr. Don Salio got sick of people complaining about bloating, inflammation, and feeling sluggish. He has created unique, potent, and powerful non-pharmaceutical supplements to help the body rebalance, detox, and get back to being healthy. Go to e2lab.com, getting you back to healthy and balanced. Hey everyone, welcome to The Win with Heather Havenwood. Hey there, it is Monday, February 6th. My name is Heather Havenwood. If you don't know me, the first time listening, thanks for being here. Who am I? I'm a female entrepreneur, and I currently have e2lab.com as my supplement company, which I absolutely love. I have a weight loss company here with my fiance, skinnybeam.com, and I have a book out called Sexy Boss, Beating the Big Boys in Business. So I'm a coaching business. I love coaching people on taking massive action and making money. Okay, look. So I want to share with you something that I've been going through personally with my coach. I have a coach. I have 3 coaches actually right now, 4 technically, different areas of my life. I have 4 coaches. Okay, so coaches / mentors / consultants. I'm constantly expanding myself. Now, you'd think I wouldn't be going through this, but I am. I'm going through a current situation where I'm looking at my money beliefs. Now, I've looked at this before. I've been to a bunch of seminars and I thought, I got this handled. No, I don't have it handled. No way. You know why I don't have it handled? I don't have $1 million in my bank account right now. That's how I know I don't have it handled, right? My financial goals are not where I want to be. I still have a debt on my car. I still owe money in my car, like I can't write a check for that. And that bothers me. It bothers me. So I started to look at my money beliefs. And there was some I'd looked at before, and I'm like, blah, blah, blah. This isn't it. So my coach suggested I go through a particular course that went more into energy level and looking at the beliefs and clearing them out. I went through really the last 3 days with that a course, what I call hardcore. When I deep dive, I deep dive. So I deep dive. God, I saw some things. I saw some very interesting belief systems. And then I had a great conversation with my sister 2 days later. And she kind of like filled in the gaps, you know what I mean? So I know I'm kind of being vague. I'm not being really like 100% like, what is it? But for me, at a very young age, and I don't want to go into all of them because I don't want to reinforce it, but I will tell you where it started. My parents got divorced, and remember, I'm like 7. Right, so there's always the view of the adult, and when you're an adult, you can see the view of the adult. But when you're like 5 or 6 or 7 or 4 or whatever, you don't see the view. You just like something happens, and then like all of a sudden you make a belief, and there it is, boom. You know what I mean? No idea the context of like an adult. Screw that, right? You don't understand that. You're 4 or 5. And the money beliefs happens and gets ingrained between the ages of 0 and 7. So before you're 7, you already have your money belief in your head, okay? Your neurotransmitters, it's been what I call laid. It literally becomes a belief. And then the rest of your life, unless you fix it, unless you re-engineer it, literally goes out of its way to make sure that belief system is true over and over and over again. That's how it works, okay? So here's mine. I'm 4 or 5. I'm living in this big house, but I don't know if it's a big house or a small house, right? It's a house in Houston, Texas. And there's a lot of fighting. Again, unsure why. I just know the energy is very tense. And then like I remember one day I woke up and noticed Dad just never came home from work, right? Where'd Dad go? And Dad's like, oh, Mom said, Dad's gone. Dad left us and he took all the money. Okay. So there it is. I'm 4, 5, 6, whatever. I'm like 4 or 5-ish. I think 8. So hold on. Look at that. I'm 5. Okay. So There it is right there. Dad took all the money. And then it turned into men make money, women don't, because it was me, my mother, and my sister. And we all of a sudden, like within years, house sold. I know we had to get kicked out. Supposedly I heard later it was foreclosed on. Don't know the exact details of all that went down. I just know that I was like, having to move into from a big house to like a tiny house. Didn't understand why. Right. And so that's where life went. Right. And then money was snatched, meaning 1 minute it's there and 1 minute it's not. So part of this, I look at a lot of things that happened in my life, including when I was number one in sales. I was number one in the country as a sales rep at Southwestern Bell Wireless. And people always ask me, because I got fired, how did you get fired? That makes no sense. It didn't make sense. Here I am. I'm the only female as a sales rep. The rest of the females in the office were like assistants and customer support. Oh, the only females in the only females in the sales were me. And I was like 24. And everyone else was in their 40s, and they were men. They were like career. They've been there for years. And I beat them. I beat them in their game. I was number one in sales, number one in sales. I didn't cheat. I didn't do anything. I just focused on what I needed to do and just focused, right? I just focused on my own lane. And I got punished. So that's what happened is I got number one. And then my boss punished me and said, you can't do that. You don't deserve that. Men make the money. You don't. Boom. Took all my accounts and gave them to my assistant. That was a male. And then fired me. So here it is again, right? Interesting. So it goes on and on and on. And I'm just sharing with you to see how much something happens at a very young age, gets literally recreated over and over and over and over and over again, bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And what do you think that's happened to me? What happened to me is like, I am not worthy, right? And then I don't want to upset people. So I play small. I play really small. I want people to like me. So I'm not going to upset them by beating them. So I stop my competitiveness. Right. So there's all this stuff that comes up. And so I just want to share with you something that my coach said to me today. And she said to me, look, the way to get through this, yes, being aware of it's great, but the way to move out of it is get in massive action, like massive action. Yes, start a new belief system, new affirmations, new belief system. But really the way you ingrain new affirmations or new belief systems is you take massive action. Now, I can show this to you in the health arena, how I did this in health years ago. So I was never been like really overweight, but I was a little overweight. For me, I was overweight, right? And I started to make the affirmation of who I am as a sexy Playboy bunny. It was 120 pounds, sexy Playboy bunny. And then I got into the gym, I got a trainer, and I literally nails the wall. I mean, crazy, took massive action. And I lost a ton of weight. And I got really thin, and I got to about 117 pounds, which was my goal, 120. Now, it wasn't very healthy for me. I see that now, but I made the belief, and that happened, and it took massive action. Boom. You know what I mean? And then from there, I've learned more about my health and well-being and took it to another level. Now I'm in fitness competitions, and I'm looking at doing another competition here in this summer at the age of 41. Right. So I'm just explaining to you how the belief system works. So this is my podcast and show with you today. It is about taking massive action, and the thing you don't want to do, that's what you do. That's it right there. Mine, cold calls. Mine, reaching out, cold calling people. I have got to make huge, massive action in taking cold calls, reaching out to people and literally selling my coaching services, right? This is the thing that people are totally in fear of, is taking the massive action because they just want things to come to them without taking the massive action. Things come to you once you take the massive action, okay? Massive action will produce results. Let's say together, massive action will produce results. Once you have the massive action and start taking action, then your belief system will change. So I come from, years of doing landmark education. I love landmark education. I was with them for years and years and years, like a decade. Okay. I've done a lot with them. Now there's good things and bad things. Okay. So I like them and I don't, because what I find is a lot of the stuff is just a talking and like a context and create a possibility on top of crap, or they try to create a possibility literally on crap. So when I hear a possibility on top of crap, that's like icing on crap. Well, you don't want to eat the cake, right? It's crap. So, here's what I say. F context. F that. Okay. It's not the context. It's the belief with the action. That's all it is. Two things. Ready? Belief and action. First comes action, then comes belief. Action, then belief. Action, then belief. And then the more the action, the more the new belief actually gets ingrained in your world. Then from that, the new belief being completely integrated in your body, it's at that moment things get attracted to you, the law of attraction. Okay, do you see that? Do you see that? I think the secret of the law of attraction, they're missing a couple of steps, and that is right there what they're missing. So, for me, new affirmations that I'm creating are things like, I completely support myself. I make money being myself. I make money being a woman. I make money being myself. And those are new for me. And I just have to say that. And so I hope this is a very vulnerable me sharing, as I feel like you're not going to like me because I'm being so vulnerable, but that's my own stuff. And part of being a businesswoman, it's constantly expanding myself and constantly having to push myself. Because honestly, if I don't like the numbers that are in my bank account, the only person I have to blame is me. I can't blame the government. Can't blame my boss. The only person I have to blame is me. And so I'm taking full responsibility for that and putting myself out there at a completely another level and expanding myself. And I do not know what that looks like, by the way. I really don't, because I still have this, old belief that if I get big, if I expand myself, if I allow my light out, I'm going to get punished. So I'm going to have to, just even sharing that with you is huge vulnerability. But that's what this whole show is about. This show for me is really about helping you as a business owner, helping you as an entrepreneur, helping you as a person, as a citizen, to expand yourself beyond what you think is possible. And the only way that I can empower you to do that is to do it myself. I mean, right? It's the only way to do it. Is I can't expect you to expand yourself if I'm not expanding. So here's a couple more affirmations I'm really focusing on, which is I'm a woman and I make money. I always make more money than I need. I'm financially self-sufficient and I make money easily and quickly. And, I am a master at online marketing, and I really am. I really can help a ton of people and help anyone in an online or offline business. But the interesting piece I constantly am working with people on, it's not the nuances of the strategy of marketing. It's uncovering their own beliefs about promoting themselves, putting them in the spotlight, having their message and their voice actually heard. All this stuff comes from old beliefs and old crap that was literally ingrained in us in grade school. By the time you're in second or third grade, all this is ingrained. You're just living it out the rest of your life, right? So it's interesting when people hire me, I usually work with them on their sales and marketing. And then I hit these personal, internal beliefs around sales, around marketing oneself, around self-promotion of oneself, around saying I'm enough and I'm amazing and I want you to hire me. I mean, when I tell people to say that, they're like, what? And getting them to take massive action. The only way that I can coach anyone take massive action and expand themselves financially or spiritually or personally is because I have walked in front of them. That's it. My coach said to me once, Heather, as a coach, you always have to be expanding because you always have to be at least 1 to 2 steps ahead of your client, right? the moment your client surpasses you, you can no longer coach them. So it's up to you to constantly be expanding and pushing yourself. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm literally coaching you. You might be saying, well, I'm way beyond that, Heather. Great. No problem. If you're not, come with me. I'd love to just share more with you. But honestly, for myself, it's been since the bankruptcy, I've had a lot of my negative old beliefs come up, and trying to move through that and really expand at a higher level. It's been challenging. I'm not going to lie to you. It's been very challenging. It's been humiliating. It's been shameful. It's been guilt. And recently I've had 2 people, they are males, but I don't want to say like 2 men, like 2 people, and they happen to be males, in what I call an association. I mean, I've known them for a couple of years in the online space, that have said to me, it's been interesting. They said to me, both differently, both within 24 hours, said to me, they both have shows and podcasts. They said, well, you can, I can be on your show, but you can't be on mine. You're not big enough. You're not good enough. You're not big enough. That's what they said. Those are the words. You're not big enough. Basically, you're not a big enough guru. And it bothered me because I was like, what are you talking about? If I can add value to your listeners, who says I'm big enough or not big enough? And why is it that you think that I'm lower than you? Because what does that mean? Big, little, small, valuable? I don't look at that. I don't look at somebody before I bring them on the show and go, are you big enough to be on my show? I just look at them and go, can you add value? Like, what's your expertise? And can you add value to my listeners? That's it. And so both of them, one of them I've already interviewed. It's already out, and just let that go. And they said, no, you can't be on my show. And no, I'm not going to promote. They said to me, I'm not going to promote the show that I was on your show. I'm not going to promote it because it's not good enough for my listeners. And the other person said, no, you can be on you can't be on my show. You're not big enough, but I'll be on yours because I am big enough for your show. Look, here's the thing. Did it really bother me? Yes. But it also was part of my old belief system, which is, men have money, women don't, men are better, women aren't. I mean, really, that's a lot of the old belief system coming up in front of you in my face, literally in the moment, in my face, so I can deal with it. Because once you start uncovering your belief systems, what happens is they come up really fast in your face for you to deal with. And the universe says, it's time for you to deal with this. Here we go. Let's test you. And they did. Within 24 hours, I had 2 of those. And look, my job as a podcast host, as an interviewer, as an entertainer, my job is to add value to you, bring value to you, and hopefully you learn something. It makes a difference for you on some level. That is my job. And if I'm not doing that, then I'm not doing a good job. But it's not my job to bring big gurus to you so that they can feel better about themselves. You know what I mean? Like that's not in my job description. If I can bring someone who's in what I call in the gutter, meaning they're in the business every day in, day out, they're making things happen. They're not out there making books happen. If they're out there doing that and they want to come on the show and they want to share their experience as an entrepreneur and business owner, I'd rather have that guy who doesn't even have a website about himself, but has taken huge risks in his business. I'd rather have that guy all day long than some guru dude who doofus dork. So I honestly, feel free to turn me off if you don't think so. So no, you're never going to probably have Gary Vaynerchuk on here. I'm not a big fan at all. I don't like him. Let's just put that out there. Don't like him. I think he's a moron. Don't like any of his stuff. Don't like his energy. Don't like his message. So if you like him, great. I'm completely opposite. For me, I'm a female entrepreneur. I'm not attracted to that hardcore masculine energy where you feel like you have to constantly beat your chest all the time. It's just not empowering. I am somebody who's attracted to people that are authentic, They're truthful, who say what's really going on, who say, look, I screwed up. I have made a ton of mistakes. That's someone I'm completely attracted to. And that's me, as I've messed up and I'm still working at it. And I hope that you enjoyed this episode versus unsubscribe. Hope you continue to subscribe and share this show with other people. But really, honestly, why I do this show is for you, because at the end of the day, the podcasting world, radio world, it's an interesting dynamic. It really is. And I'm still growing in that world. So I'm here for you. That's my job. Bring you amazing people, bring you my true stories of what I'm really, no kidding, going through myself, and how I deal with it every day. So this is Heather Havenwood with The Win. And I just really appreciate you and thank you for listening. Are you a business owner that has a website but not tech savvy? Do you feel like a hostage to your web guy? The better question is, do you have a money funnel so people come to your page and give you money while you sleep? No? Then go watch free video at heathermakesyoumoney.com. Imagine having a money site, not a website, for your self-published book, e-commerce products, local practitioners like chiropractors or lawyers. Get a money site, not a website. Go watch free video at heathermakesyoumoney.com. Have you ever wanted to stop swapping your time for money? Ever wanted to leverage your expertise by selling your knowledge to hundreds of people? I call that smart. And now you can easily and effortlessly, without a web guy, create memberships, online courses, coaching programs. Go to heatherhavenwood.com/thinkific. Start making money off what you know today. Go to heatherhavenwood.com/thinkific.